Hello, Derek. It's been a very long time that I've not spoken to you. Just wanted to tap back in, give you some updates. First off, once again, bottom of my heart, thank you for all the help that you gave me. For starters, your videos, I cannot stress this enough. As far as interview examples went, there was no better resource I had, genuinely. Um, there was no better resource. Like seeing you speak to recruiters, be able to answer your questions to the best of your abilities, and the confidence you had really like allowed for me in my interviews to walk in like you got to be confident. You got to know what you know. You got to speak on what you know. You got to be able to express yourself, right? Outside of that, the job is okay. I mean, it is a call center job. It pays really well. That's the one benefit. It's allowed for me to, like, for example, pay off student loans very fast. Family's doing good, money's looking tight. For sure, I'm looking to move forward, within like a year or two. But as of now, I'm definitely okay with it. But once again, just wanted to give you a shout out, say thank you for all the help that you've given me. You're a wonderful resource. From what I've heard from my uncle, you've helped countless people out as well. And your YouTube channel is just like a wealth of information. I've suggested it to some of my friends with regards to like interview prep as well. So once again, thank you. I cannot thank you enough. You were genuinely the most beneficial of peoples.
All right, so I'm doing this quick journal. Y'all know I've been cranking it out. I've been trying to just crank out and just keep it going because people have been asking for more content and all this kind of stuff. And I've been things are starting to move. They're starting to move. So the last commentary, like I say, is coming from the Freedman's Experience. I posted a video, and it was talking about I posted quite a few. I just did the Muskogee lawsuit. I was breaking that down on how it came to be. Now I'm gonna show the court paperwork. Once I pull that up, once I find that, and the actual court paperwork are showing that they won. We know they won, but I thought that would be interesting, and it's an interesting piece of constitutional court precedence. I also just got word on there's 4 openings they said for like a SCCM to Microsoft Intune migration, and the lead was paying. They said it's an open rate for the lead. So that one video I was talking about in terms of weighing your options, and so I've been looking at all kinds of different stuff that's been coming around. A lot of these places that I've been seeing in the last couple emails I got, they said they were hybrid. So like I said, you got to weigh your options, and I'll deep dive into that another time. Next time I'm by my laptop and I do like a full course, kind of how I do things on StreamYard. The last video that I did, I got some more footage from my grandma. So I was talking about looking at some information that I learned more about our lineage, and I want to archive all this stuff. I'm putting it all up in the cloud and putting it in these videos and YouTube and stuff so people can see. That's important, man. She was telling me the importance of, like she wasn't able to talk to her grandmother and get that information, or she said she regretted not listening to her mother talk about, her Black American lineage, and how she didn't really pay enough mind to getting these archives and documenting it and the oral tradition, and like she remembers a lot of stuff. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start creating a family documentary. I think I'm gonna bestow that upon myself because I'm the only person that's probably gonna do it in the family. So I'm really more interested in my dad's side, but we don't have as much information, so I'm gonna have to do kind of my own thing. So I'm gonna have to rely on the internet and a lot of technology to grab some of that stuff. And all I need is names. I don't necessarily need a bunch of DNA for that. But anyway, I wanted to do a video about letting Olympus fall. And what I mean by that is, and I just got this audio. I'm gonna play this. This is a brother that said that the channel helped him out a lot. So he told me to show the paperwork. I do paperwork checks. Paperwork comes back clean every time. And letting Olympus fall. When you're at work, especially if you're like a contractor or something like that, and you, what's this, payment, some royalty payment, okay, I don't know, I could always use that. Or letting Olympus fall, let it fall. When you start giving your insight on processes and standards that should be used, and people just kind of beckon you away, kind of bat you away like, I don't want to hear it or whatever, let it fall. Let it crash down. Because you might have that answer, which there's several different ideas that you're like, okay, we could resolve this, let's save some time. And it falls on deaf ears because they just don't want to hear it from you. Don't give any more bright ideas. Keep them yourself. I had a situation where I did that, and now Olympus has failed, and there was a whole bunch of stuff going on where things could have been rectified just by doing this to avoid Rome from falling. And you get to the point where you're like, okay, it's disrespectful after a while because now you want to hear bright ideas. Hey, what do you think about this? I don't think about nothing. I think about just doing what I'm assigned to do, and I'm just going to keep that moving. I don't have any ideas for you. None. Well, what do you think about this? I don't know. Because if it's not going to help me get any further when I need to be, you figure it out. Y'all are smart. You figure it out. I don't have any ideas. Keep me siloed where I'm at for what I do. I have no interest in using my enlightenment and all that. No. Because when I tried to give it to you before, you weren't interested. And now you have a shitstorm. And you're looking for another way out or whatever. No. I'm not interested in having long conversations about what we should do and this, that, and the third. No, let me just do what I do and nothing more. I'm not volunteering. No. Because, see, when I tried that before, the snake tried to cut my head off. It became a problem. I'm not doing no more than what I'm assigned to do within scope. Now, if you want to add a little more change, or there's a different position or something like that, if I could position myself in a different way, yeah, that aligns with my goal. But far as breaking my back to help you with your implementation, nope. Nah. Not being a sacrificial lamb no more. Mm-mm. We have a history of doing that too much anyway. Not happening. I won't be the one to do it. Not voluntarily, no. Now if I'm assigned something, that's one thing. But other than that, I'm going to be as dumb as you thought I was before. I ain't got nothing for you. And I was watching videos of black folks that had the same thing where nobody wanted to hear what they had to say. No one wanted to hear what they had to say. And a lot of times in some of these environments, you have what I call weasels. They get feds. Sometimes they just walk around and they'll just ask you, and they're not really trying to get no information out you. They're just what they call, I'm just picking your brain. No, this is not a Rico. You're not going to pick my brain. I don't know nothing. Ask him over there. Because a lot of times you'll get situations where I was looking at this video where this sister was talking about, I'm like, man, she's just preaching to the choir. She said, I had all these plans and all these different things that would have saved the day. And she said, you know what? I'm not putting on the cape no more. So, you know, back to this other position. This guy keeps calling me from New York. And they're calling me back to back as they usually do. This position, I think they said it's through Robert Half or something like that, which was my first contract. That was the first contract I had off of the internship. And I'm gonna do a real deep dive. Once I feel like it's applicable to do so and safe to do so, I'm gonna give y'all all the occurrences. I'm gonna give you all the occurrences. But yeah, y'all gotta watch the weasels, man. Sometimes they'll just ask you they'll just come around. They don't really want nothing. What they're trying to do is they're deputizing themselves to micromanage you, and they have nothing to do with any of the work you do. But so what they say is, well, I'm picking your brain. Instead of them just making conversation and just talking about something random, they'll ask you about something they know you don't know anything about. And they'll ask you something about something where you don't have any credentials. You have no way of answering that question to them. And they know that a lot of the times. Sometimes they don't. But most of the time, they're not asking this in good faith. It's not a good faith question. They're trying to see what you're up to, rather than just saying, hey, are you busy? And it's like, okay, you sit a block away. You never come to me normally. When do you ever come to me? When you see me going to get coffee, you don't got much to say. But now you have something to say. So, like I said, man, I'm gonna shoot this position out. And I think I'm going to throw it in the video, the description, and see if it's something that y'all are interested in. And the reason why I'm releasing these videos, I usually try to wait for you guys. But I'm releasing this stuff so rapid because in a minute, I'm probably not going to be able to do it as much. So I'm doing all this stuff on my phone. And once I get a little more subs in and stuff, I'm going to start going live. And I'm going to start doing more of these interviews too. Because there's some texts. There's some people that I keep forgetting about that I need to actually get on my podcast machine. But I just want to get that repaired first and whatnot. So y'all stay tuned.